I am Lasiurus borealis, but you can call me Red, Eastern Redback. I'll be your instructor today. This is a Theory Production, Foundation for Environmental Wildlife Education, Research, and Rehab. WB, Wild Bat Studios. Executive Producer, Radar. Director, Radar. Voiceover Artist, Red, Radar. Audio Mixer, Radar. Graphic Artist, Radar. Modeler, Radar. Animator, Radar. Sound Engineer, Radar. Overdubber, Radar. Editor, Radar. Videographer, Radar. Research Consultant, Radar. Yeah, he did it all. Let me tell you a little about myself. Let's clarify my scientific name. I am of the order Chiropoda, or bat. It's Greek for winged hand. In the family Vespertilidae, Latin for evening, but it's also a group of insect-eating bats. The genus is Lasiurus, Latin for furry tail. The species Borealis, Latin meaning northern. Example, Aurora borealis means the mites, but I'm northern furry tail. In this slideshow, we are going to cover profile, name, range, winter status, habitat, food. Then we're going to cover habitat in more detail, known insects that eastern bats, red bats eat, farm crops, insects that bats eat, physical attributes, weights, growth, physical measurements, and chart 1 growth chart, weight versus days old. Chart 2 is body measurement versus days old. Ecology. Range. I am the most abundant tree bat of North America. We range from central Canada, south to the tip of Texas, to all the east coast of the United States. We're also throughout Central and South America. Winter status, there are two types, hibernators and migrators. Some bats do both, some don't do either, depending on how cold and hot the climate is. I'm primarily a hibernator, although in warm areas like the deep south, I might be up year-round. My habitat. My classification is forester. There are two classes of bats, crevice dwellers and foresters. In the U.S., of 45 species, 19 are foresters, 22 are crevice dwellers, and 4 do both. Crevice dwellers, like big and light and little brown bats, Mexican freetail, and others, live in small and large colonies from 30 bats to tens of millions, like Bracken Cave in Texas. They live in mines, caves, under bridges, trees, under bark like oak, beech, bulk cypress, pine trees. With lots of habitat, they have moved into human dwellings like attics, barns, buildings, and other also bat houses if people put them up. Foresters like me, or the western desert red, the hoary, Seminole bat, and others, we live isolated lives in shrubs or hedges, under leaves in the gutters, or hanging in hardwood, pine, or evergreen trees. Foresters are solitary. They only come together to mate and to migrate. Females even roost singly when rearing young. Eastern red bats often give birth to twins and can have litters of up to 5 young, although 3 pups are average. Eastern red, insects to eat. Food, classification, insect eater. This slide shows the insects that are documented for me. I eat primarily moths and beetles, also leaf and plant hoppers, flies, and ants. I also eat the biting insects like mosquitoes. Farm insects bats eat. I do help the farmer by eating a wide range of crop-destroying pests. You can see most of these are moths and beetles. This reduces what he needs to use for pesticides to save his crops and give you healthier and cheaper. Table, weights, and measures. In the wild, it's hard to measure lifespans, but generally it's short due to all the things that can happen here, get eaten by a hawk or killed by a human, etc. But they estimate 2 to 5 years, and we have permanent care. Some bats have lived as long as 40 years. We have up to 5 births a year. They average about 3. We'll normally fly about 1 mile for food, and we can fly up to 30 miles if necessary. Growing up, we were born about 2 grams, furred, unlike many other bats that are unfurred. Eyes open, eyes closed, and no teeth. Eyes open at 2 weeks, teeth at 3 or 4 weeks. And we start to fly 5 to 6 weeks. We are one of the earlier flyers, so we could fly starting around 4 weeks. It takes 56 to 63 days to be fully grown at 13 plus or minus 6 grams. Pretty wide range. The graph shows other measurements, but basically our wingspan is 312 millimeters, about 1 foot head to tail. 112 plus or minus 15 millimeters, about half a foot, 6 inches and 9 inches. Females have 4 nipples instead of the normal 2. And the most common in Oklahoma rehab. Not sure why, accident prone, I guess. Maybe because we are solitary in the open. We don't have the safety of a colony and shelter like crevice dwellers, and the pups are orphaned easier. The last 2 graphs are growth charts. The first is weight versus days old. Very valuable to estimate a pup's age when it comes into the rehab. Pup is weighed, depending on the condition, looks fully hydrated and healthy, you take the actual weight of the bat. If not, then the visual estimate, maybe a half a gram to 1 gram, is added for healthy weight, then measured on the graph to estimate the age. It's pretty accurate and a valuable number to track his progress. As you can see from the graph, the speed of the growth changes according to its age. Most bats are fully grown in 2 to 3 months, so it's important to estimate the age as close as possible in these important days of growth. The pup is weighed at every feeding that makes sure that the right formula of milk and blended milk and mealworms or whole mealworms can be given. To determine if there are any additional problems with the pup that aren't evident. Last graph is of measurements, body measurements of days old. He's measured every 7 days. As the pup grows, wings and body measurements are taken to make sure there isn't any metabolic bone disease causing poor nutrition. Maybe the diet has to be adjusted or something else is going on with the bat's digestive system. This graph changes significantly between species and healthy conditions, especially for myotis, which can be difficult at young ages. Some graphs curve up like the red bat, and some do just the opposite and curve down like the Acadia or Canyon bat, as these 2 examples show. Many species haven't been graphed, and rehabbers should be making these graphs so we can have a better picture of young bat growth. These graphs are being made as different species show up and do a rehab, but it takes approximately 50 bats to get a good graph. So you have a high and a low umbrella, and you can calculate a mean average in the 20. Well, I hope you have learned something about me, and you'll put up some bat houses for my cousins, the crevice dwellers, like big low-bound bats, Mexican freetail. So they will have a place to stay, and they can help you by preventing those massive mosquito bites. There's 46 species of bats in the U.S., 22 in Oklahoma. I hope you will watch the rest of this episode and learn about my cousin.